Okay, we're recording. Thank y'all so much, as always, for being here on our call. Um, I just, I'm not a good prayer out louder, but I think, when we like, I don't know if you say prayers before you go to bed or not, but I've been doing a lot more of it lately. Um, and so maybe just say an extra prayer before you go to bed for the nation and our leaders and just for all the things, I guess. um, Tonight, though, we obviously are going to talk about earning. And I kind of went back and forth on like, okay, is now the right time to have a call about earning income? But number one, I want, to have a good solid recording. I have some slides. That way we can use this for new coaches to help them understand all the different ways, but also to just, and we kind of talked about some of this last week, but just being of the like mindset or the understanding that we do have a business that, thank goodness, can still go on. We still have the opportunity to create income for our families. And for some of you, that is an actual, like, legit big deal right now. Um, and I feel like right now is a perfect example of the power of what it actually means to help people and serve people where they're at while making an income for you, for your family. So like I said, this is just going to be like breaking it all down, but with the influx of people that are not able to go to the gym, there's a lot of people right now who just need home fitness. And for what I'm finding, a lot of people that were in a gym, they already have BCAAs that they love, or they're already using a pre-workout. Some of them are not really interested in talking about Shakeology. And so, you know what I'm doing? Here's your bod. 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. I'm giving them the option, like literally when I'm talking to somebody who is needing home workouts because they can't go to their gym right now, I'll say, okay, these are the options for Beachbody On Demand by itself, but a challenge pack is the best value, and I'm just giving them both graphics because I don't want, initially I don't want them to feel like, oh, I have to do X, Y, or Z in order to use your home fitness, because they'll just go find it somewhere else. There's so many options, right? But I don't want to ever not give somebody the option to use Shakeology and implement it into their lives, or have a pre-workout if they don't have one, or recover or whatever. So I'm just giving them both. One person opted for the challenge pack. 4 have opted for Beachbody On Demand by itself. And I am so happy about that. I'm putting them in our boot camp. They're going to see people talking about Energize and Shakeology, and maybe down the road they decide they want to try it, but maybe they don't, and that's fine too, because we are serving them where they're at right now. So let me screen share. Okay, so earning the income you want. I can't take credit for these slides. Heather Shipley gave them to us. Okay, so I asked this question in the event, but do you actually know the amount that you want to make every single month? If you have a number and you've reached that, or you have an income that you're already making, the how much, like the goal number, obviously should be higher. But it's so important to actually know what it is that you want to bring in each month, because then you can reverse engineer how to make that happen. And that's kind of what the rest of this call is about. The little blip says, remember, we're in the business of not only helping ourselves and sharing our journey, but getting paid to help others. And, like I said at the beginning, I was talking to Crystal about it over the weekend, and she said, I just have struggled so much with inviting people right now because her husband is a charter boat captain, and obviously he can't do charters right now. And so they're, figuring things out like everybody is. We're all affected in some way, right? And so she's like, I feel like we're making adjustments, and I'm assuming that everybody else is going to say no. But then I look around and I got 10 leads last week, which showed me, this is still Crystal talking, which showed me that people need this. And so if you're still stuck in that mindset, because I was there 2 weeks ago, if you're stuck in that mindset, you just got to let it go. Because like I said, I sound like a broken record, but we have the potential to help people right now. Okay. So this is just a breakdown of the commission that you earn from the different challenge pack sales. $50 on a 160, 60 on a 180, 70 on a 205, and 75 on a 220. And then if you hit Success Club 6, that's $150 in commission. So, and the next slide will help a little bit too. But so if your goal every single month is $400, number one, you need to get to Emerald, because earning cycle bonuses impacts that goal number, that income number, right? But if you're not an Emerald yet, how many challenge packs, how many people do you need to get to $400? That's just an example. Okay, and then this is the breakdown for your commission off of Beachbody On Demand. So for an annual, that's still a $40 commission. 6 months, $23.60, quarterly, $15.55. And then I love this down at the bottom. 20 people purchasing Beachbody On Demand is $800 for the year. And then if they do it quarterly, it's $1,244, because there's a price, there's a discount, right? For an annual, a person pays more, $50, $60 more over the course of a year if they do it quarterly than if they do it up front for 12 months, right? So then that's a reflection also in your commission over the course of the year if you earn more from that one person. Does that make sense? So, to talk about Success Club for a second, like y'all know how I believe that Success Club is building the foundation of your business. If you are hitting Success Club 6 to 10 every single month, you are bringing in 3 to 5 new people, whether they're coaches or customers, that have committed to the full solution package, right? All the things. But just because somebody wants to start with Beachbody On Demand, it doesn't mean that we tell them no. Like Success Club for me is just a non-negotiable. I know the power that it has done for my business. I know what it did in Nick's Business Center when in 2018, 2019, I was like, he will hit Success Club every single month too. I don't do that so much anymore. But when I committed to building his account, not just to Diamond, but consistently Success Club, and there were some months where he was Success Club 2 or 4 because I still needed to get myself to Success Club first. But I'm saying that consistently watching his account grow by consistently bringing in new people to it was just like proof in the pudding that will build your business, the consistency of it. But you can't discount, the person who only wants Beachbody On Demand and how that plays into what your monthly income goal is, because it does matter. It does add up. I mean, $15 was $15 a week for you. Like where could you put that? I mean, that's half a tank of gas. Okay. So 2 people on quarterly, that's a tank of gas. Like when I was brand new, like those were the kinds of things that I used to set my income goal. Like the first one was make my car payment. That was $360. So how could I break that down? What did I need to do weekly to make $360 in a month? And then I went up, $700 to be able to leave my job. I just realized there's a chat. Didn't realize the breakdown for annual bod. Yeah. What did you do for 360? Honestly, back then we didn't have Beachbody on Demand. We had DVD challenge packs, and it was like all I ever sold was 21 Day Fix challenge packs and PiYo challenge packs, because those were the only two programs that I had done. I got to Emerald really fast, like I think in the first like 5 days. And within, I would have to go back and look, maybe the first 3 months I made Nick an Emerald. So his account, I mean, he would cycle like once every other week. Like it wasn't this big, huge thing in the beginning. But so those $14 cycles, even in month 2 or 3, went into the $360 number. And then my Success Club numbers were higher in the beginning, because I was inviting and like doing before I really realized what I was doing. And then, like I think I made almost $400 in my first month, and it was challenge packs, maybe 1 or 2 cycles by the end of the month. I hope that answered your question. I would honestly have to go back and like go way back in my back office to see exactly, but I do know that I made almost $400 my first month. Okay. Then here's your breakdown for all of our other products, like the commission. I won't read through them all because y'all can. But again, these numbers go into your bottom dollar, or your monthly income goal. The Shakeology one, we talked about this a little bit. Was Danielle's call last week? I can't even remember, but we were talking about Shakeology retention. So if you have a customer, not a coach, when you sign up a coach, your income is impacted by volume, which turns into team cycle bonuses. But when you have a customer who is consistently ordering Shakeology, that's $32 every single time she gets a new order. So that's where consistently hitting Success Club and then helping, your people stay engaged, continue to see results, and retain their Shakeology. So then the following month, if you've hit Success Club, so you earned $150, then you're going to hit Success Club 6 again, and you're going to earn $150. And if all 3 of those people continue with Shakeology, then that's, almost $100 from the orders from the previous month. Does that make sense? Same with Energize. I mean, I have a good many women who have always been runners or go to the gym or whatever, and they just order Energize. Those are the kinds of customers that I now put, well, not now, anybody that wasn't a challenge pack, if I hadn't hit Success Club yet, would go under Nick, because that Energize creates team volume. Am I losing y'all? I hope this is making sense. So here's me and here's Nick. And if I run a customer order through Nick's account, he gets the commission. So we get the commission amount, plus that volume impacts this side of my team, which adds to the ability to cycle. So when you enroll somebody under your spouse, it's like Beachbody gives us the ability to double dip. So like for a lot of these people that have been signing up with Beachbody on Demand, I've either been putting them under my mom or under Nick. Okay, and then here is just a breakdown of what you can earn cycle bonus wise at your different ranks. So if you have 600 and 500 volume, that's $42 in 1 week. That means if you have 600 on one side and 500 on the other, I don't know if that math is right. Hang on. Or if somebody is a math whiz and can do that in your head. Times 3. Nope. 16 times 3. Nope. 14 times 3. Okay, so that's the math for an emerald. If you have, with this, you would cycle 3 times because you can subtract 300 over here, it's 2 to 1, and then you use all of this 600, so that creates 3 cycles at an emerald rank, which is $14, so that would be a $42 check or cycle in your check. Does cycle mean weekly? What is a ruby? Most people skip over ruby. I think they're actually getting ready to change ruby. I don't know if they're going to get rid of it, or I don't know what they're going to do, but I've heard some rumblings. But ruby means you have your 2 emeralds and you have 2 coaches. So like you have an emerald on either side, and then you have 1 other coach. You have 4 coaches total. 2 of them are emerald and they're opposite. I was ruby for a week. Does cycle mean weekly? Yes. You can cycle weekly as long as you have volume to create the cycle. So in this example, 500 to 600, you would have 200 carryover volume. So when you're an emerald and you start to cycle, you can only use, hang on, let me get rid of this chat. You can only use whatever math equals out to 2 to 1. So when you do this, you have 200 left over. That 200 volume goes into a bank, and it's called your carryover volume. So then let's say the next week you end up with 600 again over here, but you only had 100 over here. That would only create 1 cycle, but the system will automatically pull that leftover 200 carryover volume, and then you will again cycle 3 times because it would have made 300 volume from your 100 that you had plus the 200 that was sitting in your bank. If you don't know how to check your carryover volume, send me a message. That's absolutely something that you need to be paying attention to, because you want to use it. It is literally money sitting in an account that you can pull from. You can strategically add people on a certain side if you have a ton of carryover volume or whatnot. I was going to say something else and it just left me. But hopefully that makes sense. I'm sure I'll think about it. And I think that is the last slide. So let me stop sharing. Hopefully this helps and makes sense. I know for some of you this was not new, but if it was new, I hope that, it gives you a better understanding. And again, this is recorded. I'm going to post it. And hopefully it'll be, I think this was simple enough that we could share it. You could share it with a newer coach or maybe a discount coach who has seen some results and she's trying to decide if she wants to actually coach or not. And you can use this to just say, okay, here's a simple breakdown of how we can create income. Lauren, I will help you. Okay, when you go into your back office, if you're doing it on a computer, when you log in, it's like the home screen. And then over on the left, it'll say, I can't even remember what all the breakdown is, but it says volume, earnings, there's a list. You click on volume, and then it breaks down what your current week volume is. It's like a 2 rows, 3 column table is what I'm trying to say. And it has your carryover volume, your current week volume, and what you're actually going to cycle from, including your carryover volume. Does that make sense? So if you just log in, click volume, and then look at your little table, you'll see if you have any carryover or not. And if you don't, it's fine. But if you do, you can just be strategic about using it. As you are an emerald and you continue to build, you're going to create, you're going to see that carryover volume number wiggle and change from week to week because the math is never ends in zeros, right? Like you're always going to have some amount that doesn't add up to what the other side is. What other questions? Oh, I know what I was going to say. If you have carryover volume, whether it's 20 or 2,000, if you go inactive, the carryover volume goes away. If you drop your rank, like Joanna, you were saying you're not sure how you lost your emerald. I'll look at it. But if you drop your rank, your carryover volume does not go away. You just don't use it that particular week. You don't cycle if you're not an emerald. But as soon as you get your volume back, or I'm sorry, your rank back, then you go back to cycling. And you will have probably accumulated a little bit of volume from the week that you didn't cycle. Does that make sense? So the big thing is once you go emerald, don't ever accidentally go inactive because it will wipe everything away and you're starting at 0. Is it under volume earnings? I think so. On your phone, I think that's exactly what it says, volume/earnings. Any other questions? Nope. All right. I forgot to say at the beginning, sneak peek is, my calendar up there is not updated. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, April 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I think are those days. Yes, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I saw Heather and Caitlin said y'all would help with posting. If anybody else wants to, just let me know. There are, I think, 6 posts within the 3 days. I have a document that we'll just post from. The last time we did it, I took out all the fluff. The posts are very short so that hopefully people will actually read them. There are a couple videos, but not a video for every single post. So if you're in there, especially if you're gonna invite people, but even if you're just in the group, help by commenting, and the more engagement, the more people are gonna see it and the more exciting it'll be. I posted last night or maybe this morning, I don't even know, the April challenge group guide. It's really, really pretty. I'm personally calling my group the Box and Burn Boot Camp, but I'm going to use the posting schedule. I think that's it. My group is going to officially kick off with prep over the weekend, but starting on Monday. Some of you may have started today. That's fine. I think that's it. All right, ladies, let's take a picture. With my hair. Oh, I just took a shower and this is what happens when I don't do anything to my hair. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right. Y'all have a really good night. Thank you for being here. So good to see everybody's faces. Bye, y'all. Joanna.